Universal Action Rabbit Screencast tutorial. We're going to be creating a class table. So we're going to navigate to My Tools. We're going to create a new tool. We're going to select Class Table. We're going to name it Video Table. And we're going to click Create Tool. And then it's created the tool for us. I'm going to go ahead and select which location. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, select all the locations, but in this circumstance, I'm just going to select one location. I'm going to click Save Changes. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to see that start to populate down below here. Okay, now presumably your school has a brand. It's got all types of things that make your school unique. One of those things is usually some type of branding color. So we can click Customize Appearance. Let's say my school was, I don't know, I'm going to say red and let's see here. I'll make this like a very light red, and I'll make this white, and I will say, let's say my buttons are blue, and for waitlist, let's make them orange, and then we'll keep them bright red for full. I can customize the labels. So if a class is full, it would say full in place of the register button. I'm just going to save this, give you guys an example. So we can see that this one's full, this one's full. And there are a couple different kinds of classes in here. Okay, so if I didn't want my columns to look exactly like this, I can go ahead and configure my columns. I actually like to have my register button in front, so I'm going to put it in front, and I'm going to name that to enroll. And we'll have the name sortable. That we don't actually have a description, so I'll remove that. The location's just one location. I'll remove that. I don't really use ages here. Gender is not typically applicable. If I wanted to change, we can see the date format down here at the bottom. It says the abbreviation for the month. It says 8th 2025. If I wanted to make that into a different version, I can certainly do so. It just says September 8th now. Now it's got the what comes after the number, or I can choose to do it anyway here. Okay, so I'm gonna make the start and end date both visible. I'll have the start time set to 12-hour format. We can see that it changed down here. I'm gonna go back to 12-hour format. I have the weekdays visible. If I wanted to take which days of the week the class met off, I could, and I will say this is going to be per month for tuition. I'm not going to have that sortable. And I will remove, some schools like to include the instructor because there are some favorite instructors. Other schools choose to omit it because they just want to fill the classes and not be preferential towards individual instructors. If sessions was something that your school happened to use, which some schools do and some schools don't, you could include that as well. I'm not going to include that here. I'm actually going to remove the instructor from there as well. And I'm going to make the spaces visible and sortable. And some schools choose to use openings here instead of spaces, so I will do that. Openings plural. I'm going to save this, and we can see that my table is updated in real time. Now, table is a good solution for short-term classes. So here I'm just going to go down to camp if I can find it. Summer Camp 2026. Beautiful. I'm going to save those changes. And we can see that now we have camp set. We can see that a spring break camp popped in here as well. If I just wanted to limit it to summer camp, I would go to summer camp, save those changes again. And then I have my 7-week summer camp session displayed here by start date, end date, start time, end time. If it's just summer camp that we're displaying here, I mean, you really don't need the name, I guess, right? So you might choose to include this on a summer camp page on your website. And then we have filters here. We're not actually going to use any filters because we're just displaying a single type of class. And there it is. There's a functional calendar which breaks down easily for mobile and is mobile compatible. And when I wanted to include this on my website, I would just click Get Script. I would copy this script out and I would paste it into my website. Just to answer the question, by default, how is this going to be sorted? So you can sort by date, time, openings, age, start date, and time. A lot of times we're just going to want to sort by start date and time. And why does that make sense? Because chronologically it's going to give us the closest date to starting versus the farthest away date for starting. And then what does this actually mean here? Scroll hint label. So if you were to include this in, let's say, Wix, Wix doesn't actually place this on the page. It places it in a wrapper, which has a height. So if you had a super long table that Wix didn't show all of, it would display this at the bottom, and then it would let your users know to scroll down for more class times. Okay, so that's how you create a class table and how that can be functional and how that can be customized as well with filters, arranging columns, and the general appearance of the table.